Tell me something, folks. I'd like to ask you guys one question, and I want all of you to be honest with me. How come when there's a crime involving white people, there are many news coverage saying there is motive, there is evidence, but when it comes to people such as blacks, Hispanic, or even the LGBTQ community, motives remains a mystery, and they didn't mention mental health. Why is that? Think about that, folks. Now, we're gonna see Asmongold's react just a little bit before I go to a tweet from Eric Dothry. I don't know how you say his name.
So there was a big shooting today. Happened in my state. Sorry to hear that. It's awful. It's terrible that this happened. Absolutely terrible. 2 dead and 10 seriously injured. Yeah, so it could be more.
Welcome back. It's 10:29 a.m. Eastern Time, and we are getting very disturbing reports of a shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic church.
Yep.
Governor Tim Walz saying that a shooter was inside the church in Minneapolis, and we are working to get some more information. Thankfully, Bill Malusian is here, and he's got some great sources, as you all know, and let's just get a little description of what we know. This is very, very early stages. And as we bring you this news.
Yeah, so this all happened apparently at
It's really
Annunciation Church in the city of Minneapolis.
It's a church or school? Both. It was a religious school. It was a Catholic religious school. That's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says Catholic school.
I'm hearing from multiple law enforcement sources, including Minneapolis law enforcement sources and federal, that this does sound to be significant and serious. They're being told that there are, quote, multiple casualties here. We don't want to talk about any numbers yet or any possible fatalities, but we are told this does sound to be very significant, very serious, with multiple casualties reported. Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, tweeting out that this was a, quote, horrific act of violence.
Yeah, I bet.
As we wait for details on what happened here, the ATF posted on X that they are responding to reports of a, quote, active shooter. The FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino tweeting out that the FBI is en route to the scene as well. Local media putting reports out as well. No status, no update yet on a possible shooter, if this is still active, if that potential shooter is down or still a threat. Still waiting on those details. But Dana, as we know with these mass shootings,
That's
a lot
insane.
of information comes out quickly. Sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's erroneous. But based off this law enforcement response,
Had "Kill Trump" written on the gun.
We're seeing from public officials, including the Minneapolis mayor and Governor Tim Walz, it does sound like something, unfortunately, very horrible and significant has happened at this church in Minneapolis.
And the city of Minneapolis is reporting there's no active threat to the community.
So they did get his ass, which is what is important, right? And so that is good. But apparently the FBI is going to investigate this. And I'll look at some more. This literally just came out. And I'll look at some more stuff about the shooter after this. He killed himself?
Why I asked you in the beginning of the video? To be honest, look, in my country, I rarely watch the news. But even if I did, do you want to know what I noticed? They put factual information, okay? They have reporters who are there live and on the scene. Doesn't matter whether it's earthquake, mass shootings, or whatever it is, reporters were there. And the different key thing about my country's reporters, there's no biases. They didn't say, oh, this shooter is from a minority group or this shooter is from another type of group or something. No, they didn't say that. They put factual information and make sure it did not, and I do mean it did not, disrupt any police investigation. So in the title, I say this because it seems that in the West, mostly US, there's been a biases. I'm certain some of you notice. I'll show you soon.
Did something right.
Welcome back. Breaking right now, FBI Director Kash Patel just posted on X, quote, the FBI is investigating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. There were 2 fatalities, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old.
What did she just say? Hang on, I need to rehear that again. Something I'm missing. Sorry, folks, I need to hear. What did she just say?
Patel just posted on X, quote, the FBI is investigating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism and a hate crime targeting Catholics. Okay. There were 2 fatalities, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old. In addition to those lives lost.
So you get an 8-year-old, bro, this is a nutball, bro. Like, what the fuck?
14 children and 3 adults have been injured. A bunch of them remain in critical condition. The shooter has been identified as Robin Westman, born Robert Westman. The FBI is going to continue to...
Okay, do you see that? How that news reporter froze? Oh yeah, froze. Do you hear that? Why she froze? And Asmongold, oh boy, this is a terrible pause. But let's see.
So they are trans. Is this? It seems like that. This actually what's happening. What is this?
Oh wow.
Oh, this looks like what normal people write on their books. Ah ha ha! Yes.
Okay. Also, if any of you knows Russians, can anybody translate this? If any of you who knows Russians, because I'm 100% certain this is Russian. What does it mean?
Right. That's yeah. Of course. You can't show that's considered manifesto. Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. I guess. Okay. Well, you guys didn't see that. Did you guys see that? No, you didn't.
To provide updates on our ongoing investigation with the public as we are able. Let's go ahead and bring in retired NYPD Inspector Paul Morrow, an attorney, also a Fox News contributor. Paul,
I don't think it's a W. I want him crucified publicly. It's a waste of money. It's better just, I mean, honestly, like, if they kill themselves, like, that is such a, like, because then the person doesn't get made out to be an icon. They don't get any media attention. They're just dead. They're dead. It's a huge, huge W.
Well, that is quite true. Most of the time, some of you know that many of these mass shooting, what they do, they like to record themselves and probably they want media attention. Now, fortunately, they didn't say that I started this by video game, which I hope that this trans person didn't say he learned to shoot from video games, okay? Otherwise, that's gonna be a problem, okay? The question is, why do I get the feeling that she here, this one here, and him, feels like they don't want to be here? I don't know if Fox News, most of them are conservative or left-leaning, like Tucker Carlson. I think Tucker Carlson left because he was conservative. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Do you think they
we don't spend money on it
as an act of terrorism?
Look, they may have some indicia that there was this animus toward a particular religious group, which would make it a hate crime.
Well, you look at, so, and this is the thing, is that, like, if I go, I mean, if it says get clapped, where is your God?
Think about that for a second, folks. Right here in this N wokeness, I'm gonna have to check this one. Yeah, after this, he says that the motive for this shooter is unknown. But every time there's a white person who is doing this crime, why is it they say motive is known? Or perhaps there is a motive behind it. Think about that, folks. These news outlets keep saying there's no motive or his motive is unknown. Which I think this is a good time to pause, and I'm showing you this one. Minneapolis suspect knew her target, but motive is a mystery. What else? Let me show you this. Senator Jim Banks calls it like it is after transgender suspect unleashed gunfire on Catholic church or Catholic mass in Minneapolis. When you affirm mental illness instead of treating it, people get hurt. The correct response. Well, W to this person. Now, where is it? There's something we need to check. HHS. What's that? Let's hear what he had to say. All right, folks, let's see what this person had to say. According to this tweet, it says this is how you respond.
Prevented, and we're still trying to get a lot of answers to a ton of questions. But the one thing is clear, you are dealing with a person who's trans, that was transitioning. Are you going to be examining at all some of the drugs that are used in order to make that transition happening, to see if it plays a role? Because we also know there was a trans shooter in the Tennessee situation.
Yeah, we are doing those kind of studies now at NIH. We're launching studies on the potential contribution of some of the SSRI drugs and some of the other psychiatric drugs that might be contributing to violence. You know, many of them on there have black box warnings that warn of suicidal ideation and homicidal ideation. So we can't exclude those as a culprit, and those are the kind of studies that we're doing.
So I've never seen that medicine, but you're saying that if you get it, some of the side effects could be homicide, suicide?
Well, there are black box warnings on some of these psychiatric drugs that warn about, in their clinical trials, that they saw suicidal and homicidal ideation. So, you know, we are going.
I don't know what kind of thing they're doing, but let's hope it is. Let's make another comparison with my country's reporter. Let me show you. Now, remember, I rarely watch any, and I do mean any news, okay? I mostly got it from YouTube. Now, I'm going to give you some examples that not exactly the best, but exactly similar. Here it is. This one. This is about a bullying case. Tell me something. How come in America, there's no news about a bully cases. I'd like to ask all my viewers who are from America, or in this case, the West, either America, UK, wherever it is, how come no news media has ever covered bullying? Yet Asia did it. Why is that?
Itu Bukit Aman memperkukuh usaha pencegahan kes buli dengan program kesedaran masyarakat.
Ketua Polis Negara Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Ismail berkata, fokus diberi kepada pelajar agar mereka tidak bertindak melampaui batas undang-undang maupun kemanusiaan.
Bidang M menerusi Jabatan Pencegahan Jenayah dan Keselamatan Komuniti ataupun JPJKK akan lebih berdedikasi dan efisien mendekati golongan ini secara inklusif bersama pihak sekolah dan ibu bapa.
Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid berucap pada perhimpunan bulanan Ketua Polis Negara di Bukit Aman, Ibu Negara.
Beliau juga meminta anggota polis yang dilantik sebagai pegawai perhubungan sekolah supaya lebih cakna dan prihatin dengan persekitaran sekolah masing-masing bagi mengesan elemen buli atau penderaan lebih awal sekaligus membolehkan tindakan segera diambil.
I will have both those video linked in the description. Okay, it may not be the best example, but it's close enough. Now you see, I know this thing is relevant or irrelevant when I'm about to say this. The problem is the family of the bullies, okay? Because of that, because of the family of the bullies have high-paying jobs such as the ministry or either Ministry of Education or Ministry of Foreign Minister, whatever it is that is high-paying, that is one thing that many bully victims have a hard time making reports. Hopefully this is a step in the right direction. Besides the point, why I show you that because I want you to see, because they say that there's no motive. The news media said that the motive of the shooter is a mystery, but there is no mystery because the shooter itself, the trans, posted online. There's plenty of evidence, which I'm 100% certain gun laws or the red flag gun laws didn't suspect anything. Again, mental illness is gonna be the main key factor, but sadly the mainstream media, they won't listen, they won't address it. Yes, even though the footage that I showed you may not be similar, but I'm trying to find something that exactly similar, or in this case comparable. That's the thing, the difference between my country, aka the East and the West, most of them use factual information. Well, yes, there are some parts that needed to be censored or anything, but most of the time they were factual information, most of the time. Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.